Hello and welcome to Mangatory 96, and today we're going to talk about Classroom of the Elite. Today's topic will be the girls' leader of Class D, who from the outset looks like a pompous, spoiled playgirl, but this persona couldn't be further from her true self and dark past, which is a big reason as to why she managed to win the heart of a certain classmate. I'm of course talking about Kei Karuizawa. But before we start, here's the spoiler warning, as I'll be spoiling a lot of things in this video, so if you don't want to be spoiled, I would highly recommend that you go and read the light novel, as it is an enjoyable read. For everyone else, let's start with who Kei is. Kei Karuizawa is a second-year student at the Advanced Nurturing High School. She's a prominent figure in the class and is considered to be the girls' leader of Class D. She is also the girlfriend of Kiyotaka Ayanokoji. At the start of the series, Kei comes across as a sloppy and spoiled girl who only cares about herself. She spends most of her time with the girls after school and uses her points to buy clothes and accessories. She's admired and feared throughout the class for her strong personality and her status as Yosuke Hirata's girlfriend after only 2 weeks of entering the school, therefore establishing her position as the girls' leader of Class D. Where, despite her looks and attitude she displays, she has her fair share of secrets that she cannot afford to reveal to others. She was unabashed and unshamed by the comments made by other people for describing her audacious moves on boys that caught her eye. Underneath her pompous mask that she wears in front of people, Kei is a girl tormented by the ghost of her past who can be weak and sensitive towards her surroundings. Even though she gives off the impression of someone who is careless, arrogant, and messy, her true self is very logical and astute with a sharp mind. She has remarkable ability to read the environment and the people around her and to make the correct decision often. She is a self-aware person who knows better than anyone her own character and limitations. She also seems to have developed a cynical view on her surroundings and her relationships. She believes everyone hates her and only took an interest in her due to the position and status that she has in the class, making her very wary about her actions towards her friends to remain in their good graces. When interacting with someone she trusts, Kei is a straightforward and outspoken person. This is seen in her interaction with Kiyotaka, as she has expressed many dissatisfactions with him during their time working together. She also often calls out his lack of common sense regarding ordinary matters such as maintaining conversations during the series, and is the only person thus far who is actively trying to improve his bad habits. In a school that is everything but ordinary, Kei tries to live in the most ordinary way possible and spends most of her time having fun with her friends. She is very connected to fashion and fancy things, which contributes to her having an extravagant and lavish lifestyle, causing her to spend money irresponsibly. That said, she had gotten past this mindset and was shown to save a great deal of points just so she could save herself from explosion if ever it came down to it. So far, she's not shown much interest in academics or a great desire to reach a higher class. She often leaves to study for exams at the last minute and is not too fond of studying in general. Her dislike for studying is mainly due to the lack of chances she had to attend her classes constantly during middle school due to her past. Kei entered the high school without much of the theoretical grade of middle school, which made her experience studying in high school not very pleasant. Where, if her friends ever requested her assistance or she was ordered by Kiyotaka to do something, she spares no expenses and goes out of her way to achieve better results than expected of her. Even despite having a boyfriend in Hirata, she still beggars and leads boys on through her seductive words and actions, which makes people look down on her for her lack of devotion to the opposite sex. Once she broke up with Hirata and started a genuine relationship with Kiyotaka, this playgirl attitude never came up again, as she found a stable pillar of support and no longer required to resort to underhanded tactics. She treasures personal security as the only reason she had a relationship with Hirata and adopted a flirtatious attitude with high-profile boys was so that she would never be bullied again. She was afraid of breaking up with Hirata as that would have left her vulnerable to attacks, where she was also not looking forward to another relationship due to her lingering feelings for Kiyotaka. After Kiyotaka accepted all of her darkest secrets, embraced her intimately, and did not scorn her for it, Kei was assured and hugged him back, glad that he also felt the affection for her. As the series progresses, Kei has grown more considerate and fonder of her friends, as shown when she expressed her worries for Suzune Horikita during the sports festival. Even though she did not like her because of her high and mighty attitude, she could still empathize with Suzune due to her own experience of being targeted by bullies. This is displayed again when she helped Mayo Sato in her love journey. Even though her feelings were conflicted with her intention of helping her friend, she still did her best to help Maya succeed. She was also the only person to notice Kiyotaka's birthday and sent him a happy birthday message, which surprised him and made him feel hesitant to delete it. She also felt touched by Maya's desire to preserve their friendship even if they loved the same person, leading Kei to give her an affectionate hug. She had shown an immense amount of loyalty towards her classmates and loved ones, as when she decided not to betray them even in confrontation by her trauma and treated by the possibility of having her past spread throughout the whole school. Since Kiyotaka was also her first official boyfriend, she has also displayed an immense quantity of loyalty towards him. For instance, she glared menacingly at Sato for suggesting that she will take Kiyotaka for herself if they ever broke up, and for insinuating that she will leech from higher-profile men if she is given the opportunity. Throughout the series, Kei displayed strong determination and bravery, which allowed her to show her strength at a critical moment. From Kiyotaka's description, Kei's strongest point is her indomitable will to carry out her goal to the very end, no matter the cost. She's been often praised for her unfathomable mental fortitude, which only serves to strengthen her in the face of adversity, such as when she got cornered and bullied by Kakeru Ryuen and his group on the school rooftop. Despite facing overwhelming opposition and having her mind destroyed after finding out Kiyotaka's betrayal, Kei found the strength to fight again, not in Ryuen's words or Kiyotaka's promise, but in her desire to be proud of herself. She would even sacrifice her own well-being to protect Kiyotaka and give him the peaceful school life he always wanted. Her self-sacrifice, doing something not for herself but for someone else's sake, is proof of her growth towards overcoming her trauma. This is juxtaposed her previous twisted mindset and allowed her to finally stand tall and face her past. Thanks to that, she became one of the targets of Ryuen's admiration and respect. Kiyotaka, who is another admirer of Kei's resilience and willpower, had his expectation exceeded and by his admission underestimated the strength of her heart, promising not to repeat the same mistake. At the same time, Kei has reasserted her promise to protect and save him if the time comes. Surprisingly enough, even after suffering direct and indirect abuse at the hands of many different people, Kei doesn't nurture any grudges against them. On the contrary, she was said to be somehow grateful to her middle school bullies because, thanks to other people not knowing about the bullying, she could restart again in this school and learn from the experience. She considers that her actions brought evil deeds to herself. After the rooftop incident, she is surprised with herself for forgiving Kiyotaka so easily and even jokes about it before getting lost in her delusions. In her own words, it will be impossible for an ordinary person to forgive Kiyotaka so easily, which makes her a very generous person. She is also known to be a very intuitive person, being able to guess Kiyotaka's background with unbelievable accuracy. Kei can be very vain and full of herself at times regarding her appearance. She is confident that any piece of clothing or accessory will fit her because of her cute and attractive figure. If needed, Kei can even use her beauty attributes to flirt and lead another man to do what she wants, as shown with Machida and even Kiyotaka at a certain point. However, she also has an insecure side she hides from everyone due to the deep scar she carries below her left breast. From her view, a girl's body is supposed to be soft and fluffy and beautiful, and such an ugly scar would crush that illusion for the opposite sex. Ironically, because Kiyotaka didn't show any disgust towards her scar, Kei started to see him differently from other men. When in love, she exhibits some tsundere traits. She will try to deny her feelings at first, but she is not overly stubborn to the point of denying it forever. She is also not dense. While flirting, Kei tends to be playful and attempts to tease Kiyotaka all the time, although most of the time she ends up being the one getting teased. She believes a confession must be honest and show the person's true feelings. She also believes that a confession is a sign of courage and determination to convey a feeling and must be answered no matter what. She loves to praise her boyfriend, but she also tries to keep his head down to earth, calling him out about his lack of common sense in some matters of their daily life. Kei displayed a considerable amount of jealousy towards her partner, but ultimately she is shown to put her complete trust in him, even knowing he interacts with many different girls and accepts that he couldn't be helped due to how cool her boyfriend is. As for her past, during her time in middle school, Kei was known to always be the headstrong and competitive type, unwillingly causing her to make enemies out of similar girls and becoming the target of severe and cruel bullying by their hands. They scribbled on her textbooks and stole her notes. They dumped dirty water on her while she used the toilet. They punched and kicked her and filmed it so they could spread it around the class for laughs. They put thumbsticks in her shoes and animal corpses on her desk. They even once pulled her skirt down in front of the whole class. After swimming class, they'd hide her underwear and sometimes even her entire uniform. They also made her confess to boys she doesn't even like. They'd make her pick up garbage that was on the ground with her mouth and eat it. At times, she was even forced to lick shoes, and those were considered the least disturbing experience she had to go through. She endured humiliation after humiliation, even worse a cumulative experience resulting in a very deep physical scar and the destruction of her sense of self and personality, which led to her developing PTSD. Kei ran into this school searching for salvation and acted arrogantly to make herself look big and strong, trying to act tough so she wouldn't be bullied again. Due to her trauma, she developed a very twisted mindset based purely on the urge to protect herself from any kind of abuse or intimidation, no matter what kind of method she needed to use or the sacrifice she needed to make. The best example of this is when Kiyotaka confronted her about her past and tried to blackmail her. She went as far as to offer up her body as per his request to protect her secret and place in the school. She revealed that it wasn't the first time someone had used force against her. She could cry, scream, or trash around, it didn't matter. She was everyone's victim, which caused her to become cold and robotic. But even though she had suffered so much, she was ready to fight again and wouldn't give up without one. In order to survive in this school, Kei tends to cling to someone who is valued highly and use that person's status and position to enhance her own. Due to this method, she has deemed herself as a parasite, a weak creature that can survive on its own. Due to the fake persona she built up, many naive girls tend to seek her advice on topics such as romance. However, she confessed that she has never held hands with another guy, but she was skillful enough to hoodwink them through her made-up lies and fictitious stories. With this, I covered everything that I wanted to cover on Kei. And that will be all for this video. If you like this video, leave a like, leave your thoughts in the comments below, or subscribe to the channel for more manga reviews and One Piece content. And until next time, take care.